So raising money for an idea is, it takes all of your cylinders firing in a beautiful way. And what you find out is the initial thought is similar to selling life insurance, where you really know if you're a life insurance salesman, if you're able to sell anybody past your family and your friends. And I think that's also true in business, is that you can occasionally get your friends and family to give you some money. It's a crazy concept, really, because it's a fairly good chance you're going to lose that money. So why on earth do you put yourself in that position? But ultimately, raising that money is one of the biggest challenges. For me, it was creating an idea and getting that idea some traction, getting a trajectory of success with that idea before I raised money. And in my case, I sold my business and then ran it for a guy named Andy McKelvey in New York City for almost 10 years. I sold it relatively early, but I had raised money with another group, which was this ad agency that I formed. And in raising that money, it was the belief that I could do that job, and they had watched me do that job. And so they put money into me doing the job that they knew that I could do well. And so a lot of people, I'll give you an example in job search, which I think we can parallel to this. If you're a nurse, but you'd really like to be an accountant, it's very difficult to get a job as an accountant because everyone looks at your resume and says you're a nurse. So the best place to find an accounting job for a nurse would be where? In a hospital. Right? What's that? On Monster. Yeah, okay, but that's actually the proximate to the route, which is going to be where you're going to work, which is going to be at a hospital, right? And thank you for the plug, but the reality is if you want to change careers, the best thing to do is to change it within your industry, maybe, where you have the trust already. I think in business, the best way to raise money is to actually have the experience, or else put your own money and your own sweat into it and get some traction. And then share that traction with someone else where they can actually profit from the growth of that traction that you've already proved. I mean, there's a lot of ideas to get funded from scratch, so I'm saying that I think that's the best way. Another way is to be a good storyteller. I always say the difference between telling a joke and telling a story is you actually have to do something in order to tell a story. I think that it's doing something that's the hard thing. A joke is something you memorize. If you do a good job with the joke, the challenge at the end is that was funny and there's a laugh and then there's no conversation and they're waiting to see if you know another joke. That's actually a trap. And the same thing is true of a story, but a story tends to be much more exciting, at least from my perspective, but you have to do something in order to be able to tell that story. So I think raising money is a challenge, and you have to believe in yourself, and if you're a good storyteller, you can raise that money. Yeah, so the question is, if you have an idea for a company, you want to share it with people, but you also want to protect it, what do you do? So my view is that if you really care about this idea, you can tell everybody, because you actually know more about that idea than anybody else. And so don't sue me, because I mean something could happen, right? But this is my this is my opinion, which is worthless. Let's start there, and then back up. But what I've encouraged people to do is, if you have an idea, like people come up to me at a conference or a speech like this and come afterwards and say, oh, I have an idea, and I'll be like, oh, like tell me about it. And they're like, no, I can't tell you. And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? And they're like, no, I can't tell you because I think you might steal my idea. And it's like, I don't have anything to do at all. Do you realize that? I'm just hanging around. I have nothing to do. I'm just waiting to steal your idea. Right? And then I find out their idea, and it's like, now you're really kidding me. But I think as an idea, every person that you can share it with, especially if you triangulate with like believable people, will give you ideas for your idea. And even if they love it, you actually took their idea and added it to your idea, and now yours is better already, just as you're walking off. So I think you should, my own view is tell everybody.